The day drags at Clayton's even though we're busy. We've hit the summer season, so I have to spend 2 hours restocking the shelves once the shop is closed. It's mindless work, and it gives me too much time to think. I've not really had a chance all day. Under Kate's tireless and frankly intrusive instruction, my legs and underarms are shaved to perfection, my eyebrows plucked, and I am buffed all over. It has been a most unpleasant experience. But she assures me that this is what men expect these days. What else will he expect? I have to convince Kate that this is what I want to do. For some strange reason, she doesn't trust him. Maybe because he's so stiff and formal. She says she can't put her finger on it, but I have promised to text her when I arrive in Seattle. I haven't told her about the helicopter. She'd freak. I also have the Jose issue. He's left 3 messages and 7 missed calls on my cell. He's also called home twice. Kate has been very vague as to where I am. He'll know she's covering for me. Kate doesn't do vague. But I have decided to let him stew. I'm still too angry with him. Christian mentioned some kind of written paperwork, and I don't know if he was joking or if I'm going to have to sign something. It's frustrating trying to guess. And on top of all the angst, I can barely contain my excitement or my nerves. Tonight's the night. After all this time, am I ready for this? My inner goddess glares at me, tapping her small foot impatiently. She's been ready for this for years, and she's ready for anything with Christian Grey. But I still don't understand what he sees in me. Mousy Anna Steele. It makes no sense. He's punctual, of course, and waiting for me when I leave Clayton's. He climbs out of the back of the Audi to open the door and smiles warmly at me. "Good evening, Miss Steele," he says. "Mr. Grey?" I nod politely to him as I climb into the back seat of the car. Taylor is sitting in the driver's seat. "Hello, Taylor," I say. "Good evening, Miss Steele." His voice is polite and professional. Christian climbs in the other side and clasps my hand, giving it a gentle squeeze that echoes through my body. "How was work?" he asks. "Very long," I reply, and my voice is husky, too low and full of need. "Yes, it's been a long day for me, too." "What did you do?" I manage. "I went hiking with Elliot." His thumb strokes my knuckles back and forth, and my heart skips a beat as my breathing accelerates. How does he do this to me? He's only touching a very small area of my body, and the hormones are flying. The drive to the heliport is short, and, before I know it, we arrive. I wonder where the fabled helicopter might be. We're in a built-up area of the city, and even I know helicopters need space to take off and land. Taylor parks, climbs out, and opens the door for me. Christian is beside me in an instant and takes my hand again. "Ready?" he asks. I nod and want to say, "For anything," but I can't articulate the words as I'm too nervous, too excited. "Taylor?" He nods curtly at his driver, and we head into the building, straight to a set of elevators. Elevator! The memory of our kiss this morning comes back to haunt me. I have thought of nothing else all day, daydreaming at the register at Clayton's. Twice, Mr. Clayton had to shout my name to bring me back to earth. To say I've been distracted would be the understatement of the year. Christian glances down at me, a slight smile on his lips. Ha! He's thinking about it, too. It's only 3 floors, he says dryly, his eyes dancing with amusement. He's telepathic, surely. It's spooky. I try to keep my face impassive as we enter the elevator. The doors close, and it's there. The weird electrical attraction crackling between us, enslaving me. I close my eyes in a vain attempt to ignore it. He tightens his grip on my hand, and 5 seconds later, the doors open onto the roof of the building. And there it is, a white helicopter with the name Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc., written in blue with the company logo on the side. Surely this is misuse of company property.
Lady, hear me tonight, 'cause my feeling is just so right. As we dance by the moonlight, can't you see you're my delight? Lady, I just feel like I won't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time, and I know that it's true. I can tell by the look in your eyes. Give me tonight.
He leads me to a small office where an old-timer sits behind the desk. Here's your flight plan, Mr. Gray. All external checks are done. It's ready and waiting, sir. You're free to go. Thank you, Joe. Christian smiles warmly at him. Oh, someone deserving of the polite treatment from Christian. Perhaps he's not an employee. I stare at the old guy in awe. Let's go, Christian says, and we make our way toward the helicopter. When we're up close, it's much bigger than I thought. I expected it to be a roadster version for 2, but it has at least 7 seats. Christian opens the door and directs me to one of the seats at the very front. Sit. Don't touch anything, he orders as he climbs in behind me. He shuts the door with a slam. I'm glad that the area is floodlit. Otherwise, I'd find it difficult to see inside the small cockpit. I sit down in my allotted seat, and he crouches beside me to strap me into the harness. It's a 4-point harness with all the straps connecting to one central buckle. He tightens both of the upper straps so I can hardly move. He's so close and intent on what he's doing. If I could only lean forward, my nose would be in his hair. He smells clean, fresh, heavenly. But I'm fastened securely into my seat and effectively immobile. He glances up and smiles, like he's enjoying his usual private joke, his eyes heated. He's so tantalizingly close. I hold my breath as he pulls at one of the upper straps. You're secure. No escaping, he whispers. Breathe, Anastasia, he adds softly. Reaching up, he caresses my cheek, running his long fingers down to my chin, which he grasps between his thumb and forefinger. He leans forward and plants a brief, chaste kiss, leaving me reeling, my insides clenching at the thrilling, unexpected touch of his lips. I like this harness, he whispers. What?